because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and
have the day you voted for.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as a person who watches TikTok videos so that you don't have to, I came across this video on my feed on TikTok, and honestly I had to watch it twice just to make sure that it wasn't a skit or a troll or something like that. So a palm color man who proudly states that he's a MAGA supporter, like he's a Trump supporter, is asking for help on TikTok. Wait. He says that he's not asking for help, but then he goes on to ask people to help him. Specifically, he wants connections for where he can source materials for his business, for his small business, which is now struggling under, you guessed it, Trump's tariffs. He's made it clear that he doesn't want handouts or sympathy, but he's still reaching out on the internet for support, for help. And I'm not really sure what to make out of this. Like, is this irony? Is it trolling? Or is it just the harsh reality of policy hitting home? Because let's be real, how do you align yourself with a politician, support them all the way, and then turn around and ask the public to bail you out when their policies start hurting you? And of course, this didn't sit well with a lot of people, especially folks who have been feeling the squeeze of these policies for years now. The reactions came out fast and they did not hold back. Let's watch these clips together and hear what other people had to say on this.
all right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is. So if anybody's out there that can help or shed some light, maybe provide some information that would be helpful, I would really greatly appreciate it, because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and I'll be back to digging ditches again, which I'm not scared to do, but it's a little harder to do with a wife, 2 kids, and at 45 years old. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Well, you better prepare for your implosion. I thought y'all didn't like DEI. Y'all don't like diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, Trump said that he was going to disband all of those policies. So I don't know what, like, do you know what diverse means? Do you know what equity means? Like, I'm just trying to see where's the disconnect here. Like diversity, like how you said that you want to be linked with people from other countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India. You're sure seeking a diverse group of people to try to get access for your business. Now, you say you're not asking for help, but that's what you're asking for. You're asking for help and a handout, because you think somebody about to help. Who gonna help you? Go to the people who was in your neighborhood voting for the same people that you were voting for.
That tariff that has been.
That's what you voted for. You voted for Trump. So you voted for these tariffs. What you complaining about, babes? Like what you complaining about? Niggas warned y'all what was to come if that fucker was going to be in office. He's in office now. Nothing we can do about it for the next 4 years unless he gets impeached. Which means that your business is now in effect because of it. You're about to go out of business because of it. That's your problem. You voted for that. It's so funny. You was all for Trump until it started affecting you and your business. And now you call on TikTok and expecting us to feel bad and give a fuck. You better take your ass on Truth Social or wherever the fuck that MAGA cult be at and ask they ass fucking help. Thoughts and terrors.
I'm a small business owner.
No. You voted for this. You are now entering and experiencing what is called, well, what's abbreviated is FAFO, which stands for around and find out. You fucked around by voting for Trump, and now you're finding out what those consequences are. No. 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 You don't get help. You wanted this. You voted for this. Why would you need help, right? I mean, Trump's gonna fix the economy.
No sympathy for you whatsoever, dude. None. You did it to yourself. He told you through the whole campaign that he was going to impose these tariffs. He told you. You heard him, and you chose not to listen. Why is that? You cast a vote for Trump knowing that he would try to target and hurt other people. And you were fine with that. And now that it's hurting you, now you have a problem with it. No sympathy, dude. None whatsoever. If you voted for Kamala, I would maybe get the word out, but right now, no, you're on your own, dude. You did it to yourself. You get what you deserve.
I'm a small business owner.
Y'all can go back and watch this whole video if y'all want to. But this is for you, sir. You said that you are not looking for handouts. See, that's how he got y'all in the first place, thinking that people want handouts. Secondly, you said you voted for him, and you said that you need help, right? Now, let's go back some, right? You do realize he said that he's going to impose a 200% tariff on cars, right? And China. He even dropped 1,000% tariff out that one point in time during his rallies, and y'all cheered and voted for him anyway. Elections have consequences, and small businesses are one of them, historically speaking. But anyway, you have a business that has to do with alloy wheels or some sort for your business, whatever, got which business, right? You still voted for him after he said he's gonna impose such tariffs on China, which your business depend on. Then the additional tariff on cars and car parts, I got nothing, right? Then you got on this big old TikTok and said you need help trying to find a manufacturer. Hold on. A manufacturer to manufacture said alloy parts that you need for your business, because you're not going to survive. Your business is not going to survive at 104%, which changed to 105. That went to 140 something and going. Wait a minute. Because you, with a husband, with a wife and children, which you voted against your wife. I got nothing because she probably voted against herself, so that's on y'all. This is why I got so much soap. I got so much soap. Now, for y'all wounds, because you thought that ditch that you're going to have to jump on digging them ditches now. Those ditches that you might have to go and dig again at 45. You voted to dig them for most of America on November the 5th. And now them ditches are being dug for yourself because elections have consequences. We are fucking around and finding out. Yeah, when you have a habitual habit of donating to people, billionaires who y'all claim is billionaires and know best for America, you're going to be donating perpetually. Get a jump on digging those ditches that you got to dig to have some income coming in, because your business might not survive because the tariffs are still going. Election have consequences. Fucking around and find it out.
I'm a small business owner.
I don't know if he thinks everybody else is stupid or if he's being done with this. What the fuck do you think a network is? The minute you ask for someone to give you information or connect you with something else, that ain't handout. When you run a business, networking is your way to actually run your business. It's not always how good your product is. It's who you know, who you're connected with, and being connected with the right supplier. Being connected with the right supplier can blow your business up. So, sir, you are asking for a handout. When you ask for somebody to say, hey, do y'all know where to go connect with this is? That is a handout. That's a handout. Being connected with the right partners in business can not only make you survive, make you thrive. I'm not sure if you know what a handout is.
Directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on.
Now, I feel bad that you are experiencing this, because I personally do not want any person to lose their livelihood, lose their stuff. But Trump talked about this. That was one of the first things that he said he wanted to enact was a tariff. And so it's really hard coming from somebody who is trying to start their own business, who's been knowing that something like this could affect me and not make it so that'd be hard for me to even continue to start this up at all. To see you not asking for help, but trying to get connections. So you are asking for help because you're asking for connections and see what you can do and this and that. So you are asking for help, but you're not trying to ask for help, if that makes sense. And it's really hard to be like, agree with you and have sympathy for you when you guys who voted for Trump did this to yourself. I voted for the person who talks about, who had a plan and who wanted to implement stuff to give us a break, to give people who were small businesses a chance to survive, people who were middle class and lower class a better foothold in life. And yet you voted for a person who, I don't know your reasoning, but to me, it wasn't for the right ones. And I have no idea why you voted. But at the end of the day, too, is you voted for somebody who told you they were going to be doing this for day one. And it sounds like your business has been on for that long. So you knew about this before you might even started your business. And yet you are sitting here asking for help without asking for help sucks. And you could have had so much more. And yet you're here concerned about your family's well-being now, and I do hope you figure it out. I really do. But it's hard to have sympathy for somebody when, if my business, gets destroyed, or if I can't get what I need to get off, but I didn't vote for this. There's thousands of businesses out there who didn't vote for this to happen, who didn't want this, who knew what was going to happen. And yet you didn't think maybe 900 was going to affect you, or you weren't going to be affected by this, because he talked about what he wanted to do. And either one, you didn't listen, two, didn't think it was going to affect you, or three, didn't care enough because you talked about you thinking about infrastructure to be put in place. How is infrastructure going to be put in place when he talked about doing this day one? And luckily he delayed it for so long and people were able to get more stuff, ahead. But what is your train of thought? Why did you thinking that infrastructure could be put in place if you really did this the first day in 24 hours? I don't know. Follow me. I rant about what I think is important and what I think needs more light. And my shop is basically going to be about stickers, about Ukraine, Palestine, about what I think needs more support and stuff like that, basically.
For help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that,
because you're asking for help,
is directly being affected by the 104%.
The amount of times people who vote for Donald Trump contradict themselves is fucking insane. Like, you don't want help, but yet you're asking for help. Like, you just get on my fucking nerves. Well, pretty much, you guys, he is upset because with the whole tariffs to China, you guys did this on your own. So when you lose your family, your business, your homes, your livelihood, the only person you have to blame is yourself. And then you can go back to doing that job that you said that you don't want to do because you're 45 years old. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You knew exactly what you were voting for. Don't come over here thinking that, oh, well, now it's affecting me, so now I'm so worried. Like, that's the problem. It's because it's hurting you. You didn't give a fuck about anyone else at that point. Could care less what was happening to the rest of the country because it wasn't bothering you. But now that it is bothering you, now you're worried. Just don't get why you guys have to learn from experience. It makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Because you literally are going to lose every fucking piece of livelihood that you have. Literally. You may possibly, even if you are married to an individual, get a divorce. Because y'all won't even have any money to function. And we already know that you conservative men love to be the provider of the household. So then you guys are going to have another fucking shit show on that one. You deserve this. Every single moment of it.
Okay, so now that we've seen the clips and the internet's response, let's talk about it. So this whole situation is layered, but at the call of this man who got exactly what he voted for, and now he's surprised that it's hurting him. This isn't about mocking someone's hardship. Struggling to keep a small business alive is no joke. And asking for help, especially publicly, can be incredibly humbling. But what makes this situation hard to emphasize with it is the blatant contradiction at play. This man who voted for Trump, not once, he made it clear at the very beginning of this video, he displayed it in the caption that he voted for Trump and now he's regretting it. He proudly cast his ballot for Donald Trump. He stood by the leader who repeatedly signaled exactly what he planned to do. Trump didn't hide this, his economic strategy. He didn't mask his trade war rhetoric. He loudly and proudly declared his intentions to raise tariffs, bring jobs back to America, and put pressure on foreign manufacturers. That plan might have sounded good to some on paper, but here we are, and now the consequences are hitting small business owners the hardest. Tariffs aren't just numbers on a policy sheet. They are real tangible costs that fall directly on the shoulders of small operations. People like this man who rely on affordable materials from abroad to keep their businesses afloat. And now those prices are going up. Inventory is harder to source. Margins are shrinking. Sales are dropping, and it's starting to feel very real. So again, why is he asking for help now? Why is he turning to the very same people he spent years ignoring, dismissing, or outright disrespecting when they tried to warn him? Because let's not forget, black people and black women in particular have been ringing the alarms bells, singing. They were very vocal about this from the beginning. They've been loud and clear, not just about Trump, but about the long-term consequences of voting against the collective good. We saw in the past the slogans, they were there. They black women, I give you hands up. You did it. You did your part. They were built to serve corporate interests, widen inequality, and mask nationalism in economic terms. But when black people spoke, they were silenced. When they protested, they were called angry. When they voted differently, they were told they didn't understand economics, or worse, they were accused of being brainwashed by the left. And yet here we are, watching the same people who dismissed black Americans now quietly reaching out for help because reality finally hit home. They were hit now. What makes this even harder to digest is that this man in the video still doesn't seem fully self-aware. He says he is not asking for help, not asking for handouts, but then turns around and literally asks for help. He wants connection, he wants sourcing tips, he wants people, maybe even the same people he once disregarded, to extend a helping hand. And look, asking for resources is not a problem. The problem is the refusal to acknowledge the role he played in creating the very circumstances he's in now, struggling with it. There's no reflection, no accountability, no I messed up, just a quiet, awkward shift from pride to desperation. And that's why so many people are responding the way they did, because empathy can't exist in a vacuum. It needs truth, it needs a context. And for many of us, especially in marginalized communities, there's a real fatigue when it comes to constantly being asked to extend grace to people who never gave black people the same courtesy, who only came around after things go wrong, who dismissed their black Americans' warnings and then circle back when the storm finally hits them too. So no, it's not surprising that people don't feel sorry for him. It's not shocking that folks aren't rushing to help, because this isn't just about one man and his business. This is about a larger pattern, a consistent refusal to listen to the voices that have been right all along. Black women, especially, have been at the forefront of political wisdom in the American economy for generations. They don't vote emotionally. They vote with strategy, with history in mind, with the full picture of what's at stake. And time, they've proven right. But rarely people acknowledge them, people appreciate them. Instead, we watch the same cycle repeat. Voters backing candidates who harm the very people doing the warning, and then turning around in shock when those decisions impact their own lives. Because what we're seeing now, this is exactly what Trump promised. These tariffs, this trade war, this economic pressure, it was all part of the plan. And if you voted for that plan, you don't get to act shocked when it rolls out exactly as designed. Yeah, so we're all trying to survive the very same policies. Some of us have been doing it a long time with a lot less grace extended our way. So to everyone watching, let this be a lesson in accountability, in listening, in understanding the full cost of your political choices, because the next time the warning comes, just maybe listen. Yeah, you need to be listening when black people speak out, when black Americans speak out. Listen, at least let them, you hear what they have to say and act on that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any thoughts, you want to contribute to this topic, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.